South Africa. Call it my midlife crisis or a bromance, but I felt it my need to show him the ropes in Australia. Our offices is located in Castle Hill, which is very much a family-orientated area, and definitely no place for a young single boy to be based at. We took the adventure side of things and found him a rental property in Barara Waters. The key selling point for us for that property was that it was only accessible by boat and that the property came with the boat. We immediately set up to obtain our boat licenses. The theory went really well as we both passed. Afterwards, the whole class went along to the practical test where we all had to perform complicated maneuvers on a rather large, powerful motorboat. I was quite daunted by the fact that our first maneuver was to do a parallel park right next to a fuel station of all places. First up was a rather young, stressed out looking girl. The captain showed her the maneuver and went ahead and handed over the controls. The reversing was really smooth. All that was needed now was to put the boat in first gear and gently idle the boat forwards to counteract the backwards movement of the boat. All hell broke loose when that lady floored 400 horsepower. Captain and everybody on the boat flew backwards, boat heading straight for the petrol pumps. It was only when the propellers left the water that the captain was able to get up and switch off the motorboat. 2 weeks later, we felt comfortable enough to start wakeboarding. I've never towed a person behind a boat and was quite amazed at the difference in power. It was only me on the boat, no shoes, and the floor was wet. As I'm towing the wakeboarder, he fell off and I immediately turned the boat to go and pick him up. At that moment, the surge in power kicked in while the boat was turning and the boat dug into the water. Me completely swept off my feet with one arm holding onto the steering wheel, body horizontal. If it wasn't for the kill switch attached to my body that triggered the engines to kill, I wouldn't know where I would be today. You'd probably think that the safest place would not to be on the boat. Well, that's probably true, depending on how fast the boat is going. I don't know whether this was done on purpose, but when I was wakeboarding, the boat was going real fast. Probably about 3 times faster than the recommended speed for towing the wakeboarder. One key technique when wakeboarding or skiing is to keep the rope tight. The wakeboarder or skier can lean forward or backwards to ensure that the rope doesn't slack. It was at this time when I pulled the rope backwards that my board slipped straight from underneath me. The positions of my arms meant that my ribcage was completely exposed to the water as I hit it. Now at that speed, the water is as hard as concrete. I managed to crack 2 ribs. I can see the humor in my stories, but the universe showed me 3 distinct signs. Boating is probably not my game. I would urge us all to keep an open mind to these signatures from the universe. Please be safe.